Hello, this is the 132nd issue of Catch of the Day, available on the Branch Talk YouTube channel. Today we're going to continue reading from Doug Mitchell's book, When the Siege Has Ended, EZ5, The Judgement for the Living. Starting near the top of page 28, it reads, "And since the enemy cannot get around the truth, he does all he can to blacken character and to pick flaws in personalities. The prophet's message nevertheless cannot be judged by the behavior of its professors, for even the apostles misconducted themselves before the ascension of Christ. The multitude, too, that followed Moses was anything but exemplary. In fact, in many instances they were disgraceful. And the holy men of God who wrote the scriptures were faulty men. Even Moses himself was not faultless. Regardless, though, he was still Moses, and his was the only message and movement for the day. Likewise, irrespective of considerations of personal faults, frailties, and failings, Elijah's message and movement will be the only God-sent ones, the only ones to fear, to love, to stand by, to live or to die for. No, there will be no other shield when heaven opens and the storm breaks in all its dread fury upon the world, to unavoidably pour down its lethal lightning from the skies." GCS 8 and 9. Yet, in spite of all the counsels given concerning the great need for the active prophetic voice in the church and for people to both look for it, 1 TG 12:18, and support it, the above quoted scriptures and inspired commentary speak of a time when rebellion is the order of the day, while the situation on the fire going forth unto all the house of Israel has brought about Jacob's leanness and a famine and pestilence. Malachi spoke of another cause of the famine, a shortage of food. "Will a man rob God? Yet ye have robbed me. But ye say, Wherein have we robbed thee? In tithes and offerings. Ye are cursed with a curse, for ye have robbed me, even this whole nation. Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in mine house, and prove me now herewith, saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not open you the windows of heaven, and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it." Malachi 3:8-10. Note that not to the Levites or to some other place or people, but into God's storehouse are the tithes and offerings to be brought, and for no other reason than that his storehouse may have the means to dispense spiritual food, meat in due season. These words definitely and positively show that the only support which the message of the purification for the church has for carrying on its work is the tithes and offerings from his faithful people, that in no other way could the message be dispensed, that in no other way could the expenses be paid. That's Jezreel Letters 9:3-4. With so many being discouraged from investigating the branch message, and so many pretenders and usurpers around stealing the tithes, it is no wonder that there is a famine due to the fact that the meat in due season that is available is not being liberally dispensed. The harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of harvest, that he will send forth laborers into his harvest. Matthew 9:37-38. Early in his ministry, Brother Roden showed that Ezekiel's prophecies concerning the coming of the king of Babylon and taking Jerusalem captive applied to the coming of the branch message of the judgment for the living. 7 letters to Florence Houteff, 11th hour extra, riddle number 1. According to the word of the Lord, through Jeremiah, had the rulers of Jerusalem submitted themselves to the king of Babylon, the Lord's anointed, they would have been preserved and would have prospered. Yet because they would not submit to the Lord, he through Jeremiah told the leaders of his people that what would happen to them, or anyone else who refused to submit to the one to whom God had given the kingdom. And it shall come to pass that the nation and kingdom which will not serve the same Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, and that will not put their neck under the yoke of the king of Babylon, that nation will I punish, saith the Lord, with the sword, and with the famine, and with the pestilence, until I have consumed them by his hand. Jeremiah 27, verse 8. Interesting. Take a look at that, and take care.